So free agency. Before we get into looking at the full list, although obviously you can see there's some big names out there, although remember, it's 2034. We do have the roster management to do. And just to fill out everything and make sure that we're good to go. So for you guys, let's see. Flores needs to be added to the 40-man. Let's handle chat's roster first, and then I can get you guys to make your decisions. So you got Sato in right field. Spencer Sato. Got Deerdorf at first base, who, I mean, if you lose him, he dropped down to a C, so fuck him. Lou Duff's not particularly good. Jim Lyon at catcher is someone you probably don't want to lose for nothing, even though he's a C potential. Anybody else? I mean, Elise isn't particularly good, or Nellis. I think you're good from there. You're not going to lose anybody major. Ramon Ramirez at catcher. $3.3 million. Of which he has no interest in. Oh, there we go. That's because it's 3 years, not the 2. So we'll see if we can get Ramon Ramirez signed for you guys at that price, so you don't lose him for nothing. And then the other contracts, Jim Lyon, save some money here. We need a prediction if he'll actually sign with me. He probably won't, let's be honest. He probably won't. I am going to send that guy the fucking sun and the moon, though, to try and lock him down. I absolutely am. I am going to send him a lot of fucking money. A lot. And if he rejects it, he rejects it. You know? All right. Let's see. Might as well hold on to Deerdorf as well. Virgil Hitchcock, who is in line right now to be your second baseman this upcoming season. Unless you end up signing somebody. We'll talk about what the roster looks like in a minute after those free agent departures. Old Dougie Walk in there. Gerald Flores. But yeah, Yamazaki on his own probably isn't enough to all of a sudden turn this team into a winner. But God, I don't even know if I can actually fucking blow it up, because what are the odds I get trade offers involving prospects I can actually bring in? Like, I put myself at such an absurd disadvantage, and out of stubbornness said, nope, I'll take it. And the layers just keep getting peeled back for how bad of a disadvantage I put myself in. All right, let's see. For the pitchers, Adam Singleton, Elliot Gilliland, Jordan Gillespie, Abraham Elise, Jack Feliz, Mike Wilson, Evan Rodriguez, I believe was also yours. Lou Duff, you could choose a decent guy off a team that offers to you. Yeah, I mean, right, I'd probably have to look around and be like, okay, what the hell can I even do here? So it would have to be like a modified version. But we'll see. We'll see. No guarantees. But let's see how much money you guys are working with here. You have $8 million in pending offers. Really $9 million. With 37.8 in projected surplus. So a good amount of money to spend. Let's take a look at your team. For catchers, you're good. Right? You're good. You need trades to sort that out, whether or not you use the nuke option, whatever. But Jesus, like, you can't afford to add another catcher to that situation to try and figure it out. First base, you have Toribio, Silva, Tulabits as backups. You could look for an upgrade on Luis Toribio. Second base is Virgil Hitchcock and Kerry Mullen, unless you add somebody else. Third base is Aiden Miller. Casey Wolf as the backup currently, unless you go with someone like Joel DeYoung. Shortstops, Robert Sposato. You do not currently have a good quality backup shortstop for him. Left field is Luis Guanipa. Center field, Ceddanne Rafaela. Right field, Owen Casey. So you don't currently have a good fourth choice option. You could solve that in spring training. And then in terms of the pitching 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major league level closers. Technically 8. With guys like Ponce and Dominic Hughes there as well. Starters, I mean, you got 6 major league caliber guys. Technically 7. So you could argue what to do pitching wise. But let's take a look at who's out there. So at catcher, nobody major for you guys anyway. First base, Vladdy is back out there. Milwaukee did put him on a qualifying offer. Outside of that, it's Torque or Andrew Vaughn. So unless you're planning on reuniting with Vladdy, there really isn't a good first baseman to improve upon who you have. Second base, Colt Keith, 33 years old. He has a qualifying offer. Good old, what is it? It's Yugi, isn't it? Good old E-Guy Rosario. 35 years old. Again, you do need a second baseman right now, unless you want it to be Mullen or Virgil Hitchcock this year. There's also Ezekiel Duran at an 82. It's Eggy. That's what it was. So, I mean, Rosario's your best option. Third base, again, you have Miller there, so no reason to bring anybody in. Shortstops, no reason to bring anybody in. I mean, there is Feldman, Celestin, Sebastian Walcott. Ellie De La Cruz there. Left field, Hiroki Yamazaki is off limits to you. Jason Chiriot. Oh, I could have had the Chirios if it wasn't for a certain someone. Center field, Rainer Arias. Available to you guys, but again, you have a center fielder. You kept Rafaela. So, I mean, Jackson Merrill, Chris Rotondo. What's the point? And right field, Oscar Colas is the best option there. Then Juan Soto. So, I don't quite know who you guys want to go for there. And then in terms of pitchers, Albert Kessler is a phenomenal reliever. Andres Munoz, Felix Batista. There's also Willie Franco. I mean, if you're going for a reliever, Franco, Peter Page, Albert Kessler. If you're going for a starter, Irvin Lewis. None of these guys have qualifying offers on them either. But Irvin Lewis at 28. Benito Huerta, also at 28. Ricky Tiedemann at 32. Federico Pena is unavailable to you, but is available to me. So, I mean, there are some big names. It's just, what do you guys want to do? We don't need a closer. We have Boris. Yes, but closers do still play as relievers, and relievers play as closers. They're the same thing. So, let me know what you guys want to do in terms of who you want to target here. Need to go second base or fourth outfielder. I mean, starter or relief, I mean, it's one or the other, so make that choice. Figure it out, Chatsky. You got a little bit of time while I try to figure out the rest of my financial situation. Duncan WR, can we just sign 2 position players instead of pitchers? No, you cannot. Colt Keith seems to be getting quite a bit of support. Again, he does have a qualifying offer on him, though, and he's 33. That's a lot to give up. Good old Eggy's 35. At least has no qualifying offer on him. For the record, Keith wants $23 million a year. Eggy wants 18. Kessler wants 16.5. Irvin Lewis wanted 23.6. Huerta 17.7. And Pena was unavailable to you guys. What do you think? We've gone over the whole situation. What do you think? You should know the needs. You should know the availability. Crash wanted to look at old Spencer Torkelson. All right, let's decide on position player first, chat. Your options: Colt Keith, Eggy Rosario. Could go for somebody even lower rated than that. Can't go for Luis Arias, though. And then, of course, the outfield, you need a 4th option, not necessarily a starter. So, what do you think? Do you address the outfield need? Do you address the second base need? And if so, with who? What are you thinking? Contract demand for Torkelson, $10.5 million. 2 years is what he's looking for. Rosario getting some shouts. He's 35. So, I mean, it would be the typical contract trying to outdo the Royals. $19.2 million. Technically, it'd be even less because it's backloaded and then you just opt out for next year. Is this the guy? Do you get the improvement at second base instead of rocking potential future Gold Glover Kerry Mullen? Is that the play? Roll Eggy Rosario. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, chat? What do you think? As the division continues. Who was the other second baseman? It was Virgil Hitchcock, who's currently a 73 at 22 years old. So, you know. I mean, Hitchcock and Mullen aren't a bad option. I mean, Mullen's a good filler player until Hitchcock is ready. But, Eggy, because if we lose, we blow it up anyway. All right, going once on the Rosario contract. Speak now or forever hold your peas. Going twice. There are shouts about Spencer Torkelson now. You guys got to make some decisions here. You got to step up. Figure out where the hell you want to go. The division after that last loss is real. I'll say it again. Going once on Rosario. If you want somebody different, you gotta speak up. And decisively. Going twice on Rosario. All right, there's enough votes for Torkelson. We'll throw it to a vote. If you go for Torque, it was an 83, by the way. It would be that deal of $11.5 million full interest. Is Torkelson the guy? Are we taking this deal, chat? Can Torque play second? No. AJ Vladdy's gone. That was last offseason. Throw it to a vote. You guys are being ridiculous right now. Jesus Christ. Will it be Torque or will it be Eggy? The E guy. Fucking vote. Who's at first base? Luis Toribio is your current first baseman. We've been over this entire damn team. I'm not answering any more questions. You should have an answer. You should know what you want to do. So fucking do it. Going once on Rosario. Again. I think this is the third time. He's playing left bench. Rosario wins. That leaves you with about $11 million left to spend. So for the record, even if you wanted to go after like Benito Huerta, he's out of your price range. You need to look for a pitcher or a reliever who's looking for about $10 million bucks. So to be honest, your best course of action for a pitcher is to wait until some prices go down. That's where we're leaving it at the moment. Back to my boys really quickly. Oh man, Chad has lost the plot tonight. That Yankees loss. That Yankees loss. Whew. I'm intrigued to see if you guys can bounce back from it, because I don't know if you can. It is not a certainty. If I lose Britt Delviar, that's fine. Martinez, Sabel. I don't want to lose Sabel, though. Ayala, David Chang. Actually, you know, for the fuck of it. Delviar. Reliever. David Chang. Full 40 man. That should be okay. Arbitration. The other Chang. How much did you want? $3 million. You're fucking out of your mind. Goodbye. Moises Gomez is willing to take a pretty dirt cheap deal at 780, so I will bring you back as a depth option. And then the actual contracts I got to worry about. Alfonso Hernandez, Lincoln Hager, Sakon, Dees. We got Milt Watanabe, Jamie Diaz, Fernando Rodriguez, Bender Rodriguez. Bending Rodriguez. Chat's trying to let Toogie this. I mean, hey, they can try. It's not going to work. They can try. It's not necessarily going to work. Do your best. Try as you might. I don't at all believe I have a hope in hell here, so don't worry about it. Charles McAdoo's not mine. Cesar Costa. Brian Park. Fenway Park. Darren Giger's not mine. Shortstop. Waylon up over a 70. Way to go, Waylon. Martinez isn't mine. Daniel Chavez. Continue to keep you around as a depth option, even though you want a platoon role, which LOL. Dante Arabu. Continue to keep you around. Luke Gehringer. Try to save some money on you, Luke. At least you're fast. Might need you as a full-time pinch runner this year. Anthony Chow. Not quite as fast. And on the right, Richie Molina. Save some money on you. Great reaction time, Richie. That's good. Diego Fernandez. Richie Sabel. Save some money. Here for Tookie not signing his guy in 20 minutes or so. I mean, if he doesn't accept, he doesn't accept. But I'm taking my shot at him. Like, this is what I was waiting for. I wasn't going to trade for him. All I can do is offer him a max interest deal and see if he takes it. If he takes it, maybe I have some hope and a prayer. If he doesn't, I am definitely fucked. As it is, though, I was fucked in this series the moment a generational pitcher either decided he didn't want to play baseball or was killed by a cartel. Whatever the fuck happened to that guy. Just fucking disappeared. And that was GG's for me the second that happened. So. Max interest or max contract? I mean, a max contract would be max interest, so. What's the difference? Bring back William Koo, Miguel Rodriguez, Eric Lopez, Barry Cox. I'll tell you where to bury it. Enrique Gomer. Duncan Delviar. And Cameron Yamaguchi. So that leaves me with $7 million of pending offers and $60 million of a total budget. Again, Rengifo was already mine. It's a contract that's a holdover from before. I mean, is there anybody else that can even tempt me outside of playoff MVP in 2034, Hiroki Yamazaki? I have waited for him for so long. The Bahamas are not eligible to me, nor is Puerto Rico. There is the pitcher, though, Federico Pena. Oswald Peraza, I mean, once upon a time would have been a nice little pickup for me. Shortstop Christopher Torine. Left field Jason Churio. I got my 2. There's no doubt. First and foremost, Federico Pena, the pitcher. Federico. 14.8 million a year. We'll go up. Yeah, 14.8 is fine. What the hell are your numbers looking like? Some rough numbers, I don't even care. That's 22 out of 60. Hiroki, I've waited so long to open up these negotiations, my man. So long. 7 years. $25 million a year for 7 years. Normal deal. I have the money to do it. I have the money to go for them both. Tight spot. I probably will check it out. It's tough to watch everything from this weekend, but so it was $25 million a year. Even if I front load it, I still have the money even if I front load it. It was Yamasaki OCR. That was Mario Yamasaki, not Hiroki Yamazaki. Close enough, though, I suppose. I'm going to backload it instead. He could very well drop off a cliff, absolutely. He could very well. Those are my 2, Federico Pena and Hiroki Yamazaki. I have waited so long for this. Before we advance, though, we do need to set up trade blocks for chat. I mean, let's be honest here. Do you want to put your top players on the board right now instead of highlighting certain prospects? Not Sposato, but do you want to highlight certain top players first and foremost before adding in prospects to the list that you might be able to flip? Leno Perez isn't too popular. I mean, Howie Elliott's 32. All right, you know what? Let's just go for it then. So in Casey's at 32, you could look to move him. Rafaela's 34. Guanipa's not going to get you that much compared to a prospect. You're pretty much stuck with them. Aiden Miller's now 30. Toribio's not going to get you that much. You got this trio of catchers. Some of them have to go. Nobody too crazy there. Pedro Ponce is 33. If you can get something for him, that's not a bad idea. Same for Howie Elliott. And even Juan Baroa. From there, at least the non-top rated catchers are probably the best ones to try to get rid of. Anybody 25 and under, so like Steven Green, who's not going to develop. I mean, really, none of these lower-rated freaking catchers are going to develop. Is there anybody else? Tulibitz is 27. Woodrow Rice might end up developing. Luis Romano is not. So, I mean, you could leave Woodrow there. Claude Masterson's a long shot to make it, and you got Virgil Hitchcock anyway. DeYoung is too old. Flores would be the perfect guy to try and trade, because, I mean, he's going to be closer to 30 than 20. Same for Johnny Belanger. Felix Vargas is looking pretty good, though. It's probably something you don't have to move. You could move Lowell. You could move Sato. Wooten's not that bad. McCallum's worth keeping. So in terms of what to go for, I mean, starting pitching would now be up there. The bullpen's fine. You definitely don't need to put a catcher because you're trying to get rid of 1,000 of them. First base upgrade. A second base upgrade. A backup shortstop. And then a backup outfielder, which we'll just put, I mean, put left, I guess. Center or right even. Go center, just because of the lack of numbers, right? Pretty straightforward for you guys then. For myself, I got Comstock and Hernandez, which is pretty good. If I can move Watanabe, I should. First base, if I can get an improvement at first base, I should, but actually looking okay. If I can get rid of Rodriguez, I should. If I can get rid of Acevedo, I should. Second base, Frank Reyes is my guy now. Nothing else to do there. Third base, if I can ship off Mead, I should. Park, I'll keep as the next guy in line. Rocchio stays for now. I don't need Hernandez if I have Douglas at shortstop. I am going to need a backup shortstop that's not Waylon Douglas, though. In left, not much to do there. Yeah, not much to do. If I can move Walto, no, I probably should. There's not too much to do there. I mean, Sam Valley can play. I don't have enough space for all the outfield spots. Holy shit, Miguel Quinones is 30 already. Oh my god, we're so far into this challenge. Jesus. Austin Jordan was bad last year. If I can move on from him, if I can move on from Carvajal, I probably should. Wilmer Flores was terrible last year. Actually, no, let's do that instead because I might get a deal for David Yu. Guerrero sucks. All right. I think that's about the best I can do. Let's see what happens. Get a trade offer from the Tigers for Mackenzie Gore that I can't take. As we await word for Yamazaki. The Mets signed that closer, Albert Kessler. 6-year deal. Big deal for him. I've waited so long for this. You guys get a trade off from the Tigers. Catcher William Dalton for Mackenzie Gore. Here's the problem. While it would be nice to get rid of Dalton, just to clear out that log jam at catcher, Gore is expensive as fuck. That's got to be a no, just because Gore is way too expensive. Come on. Orioles offer me a trade. Brett Beatty, I can't take him. Oh, I'm nervous right now. Fuck you, Texas. Whew. You did offer Earl Eggy Rosario a deal. No pitcher deal yet, though. Come on. Tigers offer you a trade. Mackenzie Gore again. Reds offer me a deal. Mason Wynn. He's American. I can't get him. Yeah. Oh my god. Still no answer. Tigers just keep offering you Mackenzie Gore. Yes! Finally! Yes! Oh, I'm so happy. Yes. I've waited since this fucker was 8. I've waited 10 fucking years for this guy to be on this team wearing this jersey. 10 fucking years I waited. Oh my god. I legitimately never thought I'd see the day. Oh, I don't even care if he declined last year. Who gives a fuck? I don't even care if he declined last year. Fuck the warning signs. Yes. Oh, he just got killed by the mob. The Yakuza got to him. Oh my God. What a day. What a beautiful day. Oh my. Colt Keith as well, by the way, signed with Cincinnati. I'm so fucking happy right now. I've waited so long to see him in this god-awful jersey. Number 10, baby. Hiroki Yamazaki. Yes. Ah, it's my World Series right there, chat. That is my World Series. Again, I can unfortunately not trade for Brett Beatty. Still waiting to see. The Reds have offered you Mason Wynn for Howie Elliott. You don't need Mason Wynn. You have Robert Sposato. He might take time away from Wynn. Wynn's also expensive. Backup shortstop would be nice, but you don't need Mason Wynn. You don't have your pool host to the Angels contracts, probably. And I'm okay with that. Spencer Joe. Ooh. That contract, though. Spencer Jones. I mean, it would be Jones, Rafaela, and Casey in the outfield. For one of the three catchers, William Dalton, who is the youngest of the bunch. Jones is still a 92 overall at 33. Ooh, backloaded deal with no option. He's cheap now. Honestly, like, chat, if you're trying to win in this upcoming season, if you are trying to win, this is the contract that you take. Based on saying we don't want to nuke it this year, you would be dumb to turn this down. That is just the honest truth. If your goal right now is to win, and if we don't win, blow it up, take the trade for Spencer Jones. It makes your team better right now, and then if you plan on nuking it, then you fucking deal them without the consequences. It's catcher William Dalton, who's your third best player. He is the youngest of the bunch. But it's William Dalton. Shout out to Matt Ladd Novachat, which is a great name, by the way. Thank you for that. You get rid of one of the catchers. You get Spencer Jones. It's only a disaster if you get stuck with him. But he could retire before that happens. You'd be dumb to decline this. Honestly. It's a money increase. And it might be a bit too expensive. But deal with those consequences later, too. Chat's taking it. Again, yeah. Spencer Jones for William Dalton. It's a good deal. An expensive deal, but a good deal. That is a really, really good trade. Because, again, now your outfield this season is shaping up to be Guanipa as the fourth choice, Spencer Jones, Ceddanne Rafaela, and Owen Casey. Unless the AI plays one of these two as the fourth choice, in which case, I mean, whatever. It shouldn't be that dumb, but maybe it is. And either way, once you get to the playoffs, you'll be fine. You got your offer out to Eggy Rosario, who you now just have enough to bring in. That could be the one downside. Is it's very close in regards to adding a pitcher in free agency. You probably won't be able to. You're probably going to have to wait until spring training, and even then, you might not have the money. At the same time, you still have Rafaela, Yuri Perez. You still have some of your big names out there on the block right now. So, other deals might still happen. So I get offered Mackenzie Gore, and again, I can't take him. There's my 40-man roster warning. So off of the 40-man, it's going to be reliever Peter Otto. And third baseman... Oh, that was for your team. I mean, it doesn't matter. You'd probably have to get rid of Otto anyway. For me, Britt Delviar and Gleyber Torres can go off of the 40-man finally. And the other starter and my other target, Federico Pena, has also signed. Eggy Rosario has signed in Vancouver. Yeah, you guys have no money. So if you're going to take advantage of your one extra position player and now 2 starting pitchers in spring training, that's fine. But for now, you have no other money to spend. Except for the other offers that are already out there. So we're good to advance. And because of that signing, I still have now one too many players on the 40-man. I can get rid of Cheng because I don't plan on signing him anyway. You guys get offered Mackenzie Gore again from the Tigers. I need to see what happened there right at the end. I lost Britt Del VR on waivers. That's fine. Another trade offer for Mason Wynn, who you don't need. We've already declined that before. You don't even have the money to bring in Mason Wynn right now. I hit yes to view the trade, and then nothing popped up. Mackenzie Gore again. Mackenzie Gore again. The Tigers are determined to trade you Mackenzie Gore. And this is the problem with the trade block. Ricky Tiedemann on his way to the Rockies for 3 years. Well done, Crash. Hey, Mackenzie Gore. What do you know? Mackenzie Gore. What do you know? Brett Beatty, who I can't take. Rainer Arias, 10-year deal with the Reds. Jesus Christ, that is a monster contract. I agree that needs to stop offering us this player option. Brett Beatty, can't take him. Mason Wynn, you can't take him. Mason Wynn, you can't take him. The 2034 draft lottery, the Mermen have the 6th pick currently. Chat at number 26. Let's see how this plays out. Reds are National League, correct? Who's getting that top pick this year? The Boston Red Sox, as the Mermen move up 1 spot to number 5. I'll take a top 5 pick. Works out well for me. Not bad. Fuck you, Cleveland, apparently. Gore. Jackson Merrill, a 5-year deal in Milwaukee. Mason Wynn. The 2034 Rule 5 drafts. And you guys didn't take anybody? Good. So there we go. Rule 5's in the books. So we go to spring training. I can't trade for Brett Beatty. Jason Chambers, 3-year deal with the Dodgers. Vladdy's heading to New York with the Mets. $23.6 million for the year. Wow. Can't trade for Brett Beatty. Leave me alone. Matthew Liberatore takes a 1-year deal with the Diamondbacks. Mason Wynn. Can't take him. Sebastian Walcott, 6-year deal with the Dodgers. Beep, beep, yeah. Mackenzie Gore trade. Mason Wynn trade. Brett Beatty trade. Willie Franco on his way to the Red Sox for 4 years. So we are almost to spring training. Mackenzie Gore trade. Marco Luciano on his way to the Orioles. Chris Rotundo off to the Astros. Joseph Ortiz to the Astros. Matt Shaw to the Guardians. Jordan Groshans to Tampa. Oswald Peraza to Cleveland. Gunnar Henderson to Cleveland on a 2-year deal. 33 years old now. Mason Wynn trade. Brett Beatty trade. Mason Wynn trade. Mason Wynn trade. Mackenzie Gore trade. Mackenzie Gore trade. Mackenzie Gore trade.
Here comes a pizza. See it?
Shout out to Free Fallen for the 43 months. We have made it to spring training. Let's get a basic look here. Free Fallen, I hope you're doing well tonight, by the way. Let's get a basic look at what our teams will look like this season. For you guys, so far, at least at catcher, it is Ramirez and Ray. Obviously, Duarte will go down to AAA if he clears waivers. So will Lyon. Get those 3 in Double-A. First base is Toribio, and then either Estevan Silva or David Tulibits. Silva is slightly better at the plate and has a secondary position. He's the guy. So send down Tulibits, send down O'Connor, send down Woodrow Rice. We'll fix the rest of it in a minute. Second base is Eggy Rosario and Kerry Mullen. It's not bad. Third base, Aiden Miller and Casey Wolf. Unless you wanted to send down Wolf to not be a backup, you could go with Joel DeYoung. Let me know what you think. Who do you want the backup third baseman to be between Casey Wolf, Joel DeYoung, and Luis Perez? As Flores definitely has to go down to the minors. What do you guys think? Wolf keeps declining. He is down to a 72. A year in AAA and then even a year in the majors didn't necessarily help. I mean, you might as well cash out on him or cash in on him now, get the most out of him. Going once for Wolf. Yeah, for Twitch, I haven't 3 days. Twice 3 days apart. Well, there you go. All right, Wolf's going to be the guy. Young down. Perez down. Shortstops. You're going to need to sign a backup shortstop if you have space. Otherwise, it might be Johnny Belanger. Do you have the money to sign a backup shortstop? Even like Ryan Bliss. No. Money is incredibly tight right now. We'll figure that out in a minute then. Guanipa, Jones, Rafaela, Casey, Sato can go down. And then for the pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, Hughes is obviously down. Gutierrez, Ahmad Munoz. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, if you go... Derek Hope would technically be off the roster if you go with the highest rated options. So Hope, Menard, or Pedro Ponce need to be sent down here. And then for starters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's pretty straightforward. Nieves goes down. I mean, technically, you don't have that backup shortstop. You could stick with the extra reliever. Wouldn't be the end of the world. Can we release a player? Unlikely. We'll do what we can financially. So right now, pitching staff would be Christensen, Perez, England, Elliott, and Floyd, with Baroa as the long reliever. The rest of the pen is Elez, Menard, Ponce, Hope, Gamble, Ramirez, and Hatfield. And then the lineup, 4-man bench is acceptable. Rafaela, Miller, Sposato, Casey, Rosario, Jones, Toribio, Guanipa, and Ramon Ramirez with Wolf, Silva, Mullen, and Ray on the bench. That's a hell of a lineup. It is a hell of a lineup. I mean, obviously the Spencer Jones contract is expensive, but the addition of him and Rosario into that lineup certainly makes it look that much stronger. Crash, you take it easy, buddy. We love you. So, choices for chat right now, to say the least. For myself... Ooh, Robert Oko went up to a C potential. I thought he was a D. No, maybe he was a C. I mean, Hernandez is ready to go, but I'm going to let Hernandez hang out in AAA for a little bit longer. We'll go for Oka. First base. I'm going to let Diaz work a little bit more there, too. I am going to go with Rodriguez and Tran. Tran might actually benefit a little bit more. Let's send Tran down. Got to send Acevedo down. So I'm going to go with Suzuki and Rodriguez at first base. Second base is Reyes and Rengifo. Works for me. Third base is Meade and Garrett Gentry. That works. Shortstop, Brian Rocchio. I do need a backup shortstop. Left field, Hiroki Yamazaki. Matt Seaver. Valley, David Chavez. Churrillo. Oh, man. All right, so Richie Molina is definitely not going to be on the Major League roster. Reggie Sabell is not going to be on the Major League roster. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4 with Valley. So Daniel Chavez goes down. Chow and Gehringer will have to go through waivers. That is what it is. Pitching staff, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That works. Dougie Ikeda through waivers. Starters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with Valdez. Send down Flores, Guerrero, Yamaguchi, Almanza, Del Villar, and Enrique Gomez. So I need a backup shortstop, and then I can't imagine there's going to be a pitcher good enough to make it onto this team for me. But yeah, primarily it's a backup shortstop that I need for my spring training signing. Yeah, there isn't going to be a pitcher good enough. So shortstops. Do I have anybody? Cheng, who was here last year. Turns out I am, in fact, going to overpay you, sir. Actually, the fuck I am. Lowball him. There we go. All right, so let's get Cheng back onto the roster. I do need to drop somebody for the 40 from the 40 man for him. Maybe it's Suzuki. Anybody else? It makes sense to drop off of the 40 man. Honestly, Daniel Chavez. Yeah, if I were to lose you, it is what it is. I got plenty of outfielders. So welcome back to the 40 man, Mr. Cheng. And what the hell do the Mermen look like this year? It'll be Orozco, Federico Pena, Austin Jordan, Jared Hayes, and Alfonso Carvajal. Bullpen, Daniel Valdez, Michael Tan, Marvin Duarte, Jose Alvarado, Miguel Quiones, Juan Soto, and Edmund Cervantes. I'm hoping to make it back to the playoffs this year. Lineups. Fernando Rodriguez is the leadoff. Interesting. Brian Rocchio, Hiroki Yamazaki, Jackson Chiriot, Curtis Mead, Matt Seaver, Will Comstock, William Suzuki at DH, Frank Reyes, Rengifo, Cheng, Gentry, Valley, and Oka on the bench. It's got to be the best team I've had yet. It has to be. I mean, there's definitely some spots of the lineup where it's like, how good is it really? But it's amazing what Hiroki Yamazaki and Jackson Chiriot, who's heading into his third year with the team, can do. Obviously, the problem is he played for the Braves before me, so he actually hasn't been here for that long. But could be due for a very interesting season, chat.